Everyone. Hey, reality, how are you? How was everybody's week? Let me know. Okay. My name is Miss Malvina. Come in and speak. Tell me how your Thursday was. Tell me how your week was. What you have going on. Okay. Hey, Sid. How was your week? Y'all, I was that. Oh my God, I was sick, y'all, last week. That was that was a mess. Now I'm saying, who is get evolve? What's your name? I don't want to call you Evolve. Hey Bless, hey Raquel. How are y'all? Happy thriving Thursday. Oh, you had a good week. Mine was okay. I ain't gonna say it was perfect, but it was okay. Last week was a mess. I had the flu, y'all. So, after I came back from vacation, visiting Cam for a week, I came back to Cuba being sick when he came back from his cruise, and then I was sick a week. So I was down bad. Hey Yolanda. How was your week? Let me know. Anybody got any plans? Hey, Zion, let me know that as well. All right, so we're going to get right on into the, hey, Zion, we're going to get right on into the topic. Let me pull it up. Let me see. It better come up. Okay, there we go. Okay. So this week, I had a request to do, talk about empathy and leadership. Hi, Mayo. I think it's a good topic about empathy because a lot of times, we know that people go through a lot, and sometimes whatever they going through, they can tend to take it out on others. And so, hey Antoine, so we definitely, I think empathy is a good thing to, to talk about, or, to answer questions or share your experience with empathy as well. Hey Orlando, so you can, if you have any comments or any questions or any concerns about empathy and leadership or empathy in general, definitely put it in the chat. Okay. All right. Hey Eugene, how are you? All right, so here we go. Happy thriving Thursday, everybody. I'm a lot better this week. So as for me, I'm doing a lot better. I had to rest for a whole week, y'all. It was a mess. And I think I caught the flu just because I wasn't getting enough rest. I was doing self-care, but I was also running and ripping as well. So it wasn't really it wasn't going well. Okay. So if anybody want to put it down in the slide, hey Asada, it says, what is empathy? And I had to really think about, I always hear about sympathy, like if somebody passed away or something like that, but I never really thought about empathy. Okay. Not much, Antonio. How are you? Hey Kayla. Hey Antoine. All right. All right, so empathy, y'all, is the ability to understand another person's thoughts, feelings, in a situation from their point of view rather than our own. And that's lately, especially with today, how things are going with people's lives. A lot of times, like I said, people going through things or experiencing things, and we have to we may say we would do it a different way or we wouldn't be that way until you're actually in that person's shoes or in that situation. You don't know how you will react. It could be, having to go to a job you really don't want to go to, but you have to go based on that. You got to provide a roof, you got to, make ends meet, for your family, for yourself. School, some days you might just don't feel like going to school that day. There's a lot of pressure, with the school, with, trying to make sure you're safe, trying to keep your grades up, trying to make sure you be successful. Your parents and other adults have expectations of you. So that could be a thing when you have your business. Sometimes the businesses are up, they're down. Sometimes you may have business partners that may not be pulling their weight or might not be doing what they need to do. So all those are like empathy, but also examples of, how empathy can be used also with your family. You have some family members, some of y'all are close to, some of you are distance from. And Antonio say, oh yeah, I can. And some of y'all are distant from, and sometimes people going through stuff and been stuck in these ways for years, especially when it comes to family, friendships. It could be you starting to grow from your friends that you are, that you have been around for a while, and you starting to say, maybe they are not the friends I want to, associate myself with. But it could be based on that a different path that they chose. But we have to have empathy, still have empathy. Don't let them get over on you, or don't put yourself in bad situations. But oh, I see. Okay, I see what you put down. But just trying to have empathy of what's going on in their lives at that time. So it could go, many different ways. But like empathy and leadership, as a leader, we're looked to be, a certain way, uphold a certain standard. And then we are dealing with all different types of people going through all types of walks of life, different cultures, different environments they coming from, they living in. So, we have to try to have some sort of empathy as a leader. Okay. So definitely looking at people, understanding people's personal, their thoughts and their feelings based on the situation that they may be in. Okay. All right. So anyone have any examples that they might experience where they had showed empathy or been in a situation where, empathy had to be used? I'm going to try to think. I'm going to say, I go through that a lot, and I didn't realize until I actually was given a topic and really researched it. Far as like with empathy, I noticed I have to use it a lot with dealing with different people that's considered like associates or friends of mine. I have find myself having to show some sort of empathy, and it can be hard because I'm trying to figure out, well, why is this person acting this way? And it could be, they could show resentment to you, anger to you, frustration to you. They may be overly excited, and you trying to figure out what's going on. And it's based on, you have to like evaluate the situation as well as the person, and just try to understand that some people have like a lot going on in their lives. Some people mental isn't really good, and you have to really understand where and who it is and where they're coming from. Mayo said, I'm not a big empath, so I just try to watch my actions and words around certain people at all times. Right, Mayo. And it can be, sometimes it can have your anxiety up, because I'm some of that, what you saying, Mayo, that's how I am. And I can find myself like we walking on eggshells, because you don't want to say nothing or do anything that can be offensive to a person, or if a person is going through something, they could take it the wrong way. And lately for me, people will take me the wrong way. I could be if I raise my voice 2 inches too high, a person can seem to think, oh, you upset, or you have an attitude, or you mad, or you're going through something. And it could be something that I do have on my mind, but it's not intended towards that particular individual or those group of individuals. So people can tend to take it, the wrong way. But I try my best. I'm like walking on eggshells with it. Okay. Wait a minute, I hit it too fast. Wait a minute, let me go back. All right. So Shane said, hey, you say this guy. Oh, it's okay, Shane. How are you? Happy Thriving Thursday. Reality say my face says it all, but sometimes I just be chilling. Right, Reality. Sometimes you could be thinking something, and every time you thinking something, you don't feel like you have the need to express it, or you try to, like Mayel said, you try to watch what you do or your actions around others, so you might not give a reaction to it. But a person already take a assumption that it's another way for you, but it's not even that way. Okay. So you find yourself explaining and trying to, tell a person, no, it wasn't like that. Or I may have some things that I'm thinking about, but it's not directed personally to you. Okay. Kayla said, I try my best to to do it. I say, because I know you can be right. Right. I'm doing okay, Shane. I'm doing a lot better. I was sick last week, but I'm doing good now. Yeah, and that's right. And you can tend to be misunderstood, y'all, in certain situations. I went through a big situation like that this week with a friend of mine's. And I, it was something. It was some things brought to my attention. I may want to share my opinion on, but I just was silent, because I said I don't want to say anything. I don't want to do anything that can cause the person to think otherwise. And even in doing that, I still was. It was still an assumption that I had an attitude, or I'm mad about something, I'm just like, I'd rather just be quiet. I don't want to give my opinion or advice on it. Either way, I'm just, trying to keep the peace as much as I can, but it still wound up being a big blowout, a big thing. And I'm like, see, this is what I'm talking about. So, if you have examples of, like I said, if anybody wants to share any examples of empathy, they can do that as well. Okay. Where they had to use it, or they know an example, or they have a concern about where they had to use empathy, or empathy needed to be used and you decided not to do it. So you can always put that in the chat as well. Okay. All right. So here's an example of like empathy. You could say, like, for example, your friend's fur baby passes away, and he or she is feeling sad and depressed, and you feel the same as if it was your own fur baby, cat, dog, or if you got lizards, snakes, fish, turtles, whatever animal you might have. That's just an example. So that's like showing empathy. And also in these slides, it'll also tell you it's different types of empathy. And I didn't know that. See, I'm learning that as well. Okay. Realistic. That's why I don't like when texting people, because how I type, people take it right. Reality. Right. When you text, you can tend to take it out of content. That's another thing as well. Like that, like people don't talk no more. That's what we do. We'll be talking to, what is it, the microphone, and send a recording, or when we text, we can send a think that the person's saying something to be negative or in a nasty way, and they'd be like, no, that's not what I was saying. But that's how the person, like I said, an assumption, how they assume that you were saying that. Okay. Right. Antonio says saying it from another person perspective. Right. And it's hard because I don't know about y'all, but I like to be transparent. I instantly can start to feel, I get on the offensive quick, or I think it's another way, until I actually sit down. Hey, Miss Lee, how are you? You welcome. We talking about empathy. So if there's any example you want to share where you had to talk, use empathy, or you have a concern of a situation and you had to use empathy, and you might want our advice or our support, in, definitely, and you don't mind sharing it, definitely put it in the chats. Anybody that want to do it, definitely do that. Okay. But how was your week so far? Well, your day. I think I saw you yesterday. All right. So empathy and leadership. Empathy is like a critical skill to have as a leader. Empathy takes on meaning and priority for a leader. With empathy, is necessary because people have many types of stress and stress factors that can affect their work performance, their happiness, etc. With empathy and leadership, it helps the leader to have people engaged in their work. People feel respected and valued. People are able to navigate between work and personal lives successfully. So as a leader, having, with leadership, it could be you're a leader at work, your business, school, college, as a family, the leader of your friendship pack. And, when you have empathy, it definitely helps people to feel, engaged in you and feel that they are valued, because you're trying your best to put yourself in that person's shoes and feel for that person. And this day and age, we have to definitely try our best. It's hard sometimes. Sometimes it's hard, but you have to try to put yourself in other people's shoes, because everybody, they grow differently, they learn differently, they perceive things differently, and everybody's brain doesn't always work the same. So the thought process might be different, or they might not even be able to even think clearly, because there's so much going on in their life right now. And it can tend to affect their outer lives. They might be going through something inwards, but outwards is affecting their surroundings. Okay. All is well, says I made it back just in time. Oh wow. Oh my goodness, Miss Lee. I ain't heard about girl. I had scoliosis when I was younger. I don't know about now. Oh my goodness. I know it could be painful. I hope you feel better though. I mean, I'm assuming that it's painful, the injections. I remember that. That's probably why my back still hurt, Miss Lee. You just made me think of, because they used to do it in school, check for scoliosis. I don't even know if they do that anymore. I'm telling my age, y'all. I'm telling my age. They did. I don't know if they still do it. And we used to get a paper to take to the doctors. But I hope you feel better. I hope it works for you. So impact of empathy and leadership. A leader that proposes empathetic leadership manage better when they have an understanding of a follower's emotional state. Express this understanding and support their followers handling in these emotions. Followers will feel better about their work situation and in turn perform better. Okay. Oh, you was born with it. Oh my goodness, Miss Lee. So definitely it has a, having empathy definitely has an impact on leadership. Like I said, you trying to be understanding, being aware of a person's emotional state, and trying to be supportive as much as you can. But be mindful that also, you got to see who the person is, what the situation may be. So you definitely got to evaluate. You don't want a person, to take advantage of you, or, coming at you, and it be so overwhelming and stressed out, trying to do, trying to put yourself in their shoes. Okay. So, but you definitely want to try to have some type of empathy with those that follow you, your business partners, classmates, teachers, friends, customers, clients, all the way across the board. A lot of people, like I said, are going through a lot, even if they don't share it. Some people will share it, which is a good thing, because if they share it, at least you know what's going on. Okay. Oh no, Miss Lee. Oh wow. Yeah, I can imagine. Yup. The older you get. Yup. Yup. All right, y'all. Let's see. So empathy, and I'm talking about school, be college, or however, any educational setting. So as a leader in school, like I said, you could be the leader in your class, in your group of amongst your friends. You're looked up, from the educational perspective as a leader and not a follower. So, this is speaking of you. So as a leader in school, we have to consider, that our friends, classmates, teachers, all could be faced with different situations in life. And when certain situations arise, we have to try our best to be empathetic, to the person based on the evaluation of the circumstances at hand. Okay. So we all know, we watch the news and we hear a lot of people bringing the weapons and things to the class, and people shooting up the classroom, or kids coming out, things happen like that, stray bullets and all that kind of stuff, a lot of violence. So, you have to remember, people are kind of on edge. Even though they're trying to get their education, they're definitely on edge as well. Having to watch your surroundings instead of really focusing on your education. You have to be mindful of people's mental state. People sending out those social media advertisements where they want you to get a group of people and everybody's supposed to start a fight or some type of violent act or crime. So you definitely, even with school, you have to realize, a lot of people are going through a lot, with their family, don't have the support that they need, the mental help that they need. They might not even really share what's going on personally with them. So a lot of people is internalizing a lot of anger, a lot of hurt, a lot of stress, a lot of pain, and they don't share it. Okay. Sis, I agree with the texting part on empathy, because your text may come out one way when you're needing it another way. Right. You right, Miss Lee. You right. You right. Oh yeah, Miss. I can imagine. I can imagine. Reality said, that's why I'm not in school now, doing all my work at home. What happened, Reality? Because something happened at the school. So yeah, you have to, that's what I'm saying. You have to really, really be careful. Because I was just telling a friend of mine how I noticed at my son's school, he's in elementary, that they don't do the metal detectors. Now they have them in like the high school, some of the middle school, and Q school is elementary middle. So Q, get that. Q school is elementary middle. So you definitely have to I feel like they should have metal detectors even for that. Or what they think the younger ones won't bring something in, or because a lot of younger ones will do it as well. Sometimes to impress, sometimes to seem cooler or the coolest kid or whatever. So you definitely have to Oh, Reality, they still get the gun. Right, Reality. Okay. See, that's what I'm saying. So they be having ways that they still can get it in there. And somebody had also asked me about, do y'all still have to have the clear book bags? And I'm like, at Q school, elementary, middle, I don't even see the clear book bags, but they do. I know at some of the high schools, they have somebody that actually checks the bags. And some of them, I'm not going to say all, to make sure people don't bring it in. But people have so many ways now that you can hide and put stuff at. So you definitely have to be careful. Realistic. And because one of my class friends just died that I was going to school with, and I'm just, oh wow, reality. We sending prayers for you. Yes, sending prayers for you. I can, yeah. And I think reality, was that you that lost somebody a few months ago? A family member or friend? Yeah, so I can imagine. It's a lot. It's a lot. Kayla said they definitely should have moved. Right, Kayla, out because it's not safe. So you in school trying, you might be one of them kids, I'm not gonna say kids, but students that go in there and trying to really get your education, but you got to deal with watching your back and your surroundings. You don't want to you welcome reality. You don't want to send the wrong message, or if you look at somebody the wrong way, they taking something wrong. And it's just, you definitely had to be careful. And like I said, people are snap because they going through a lot and they take their frustration, bring it to school with them. And you definitely have to be careful. Oh wow, reality. Yeah. Yeah, you taking reality. Just keep your head up though. I know I can't give you the words to make you feel better or anything like that, but definitely try to keep your head up. Try to be safe, stay prayed up, to whoever it is you pray to in a religious aspect. But definitely I can imagine it's a lot. It's a lot on you. But the thing is that you still are continuing, to pursue your education. You haven't gave up on that. Despite your losses. So that's a plus right there. That's a positive thing right there. You still pushing despite what you may feel inside or what you may be going through. And that's just a prime example of empathy, so if reality, is in school and, people just agitating and aggravating, reality could tend to go off. We don't go off no reality, but can tend to go off, which in turn, because of what you experience and what you're going through. And you may, if you don't, hopefully you're able to talk to somebody in reality about what you're going through, even if it's a friend, trusted friend, or an adult, or if you have to do counseling or, therapy, definitely try to do that, because, that can happen and people just don't know what you are feeling, what you're going through as an individual. If you don't share that, they don't know. So, definitely we do send prayers to you in that aspect, okay? Yeah, it's, you definitely have to pray nowadays because it's just not safe. It's not even safe outside, but school definitely is just taking it. It's going too far, y'all. It's going too far. We're seeing it too much all across the world. So an example, this is an example of empathy in school. Let me make one announcement for Mr. Sam. Mr. Sam wanted me to make an announcement for y'all. Let me do it. Give me 1 second, y'all. All right, so let me give y'all an announcement from Mr. Sam. It says to please submit your resumes by Friday in order to receive your hours for Tech Tuesday, and email Mr. Sam. Please bring your laptop for Tech Tuesday, and Tech Tuesday y'all will do mock interviews, so do your best to dress for them. Decision day celebration will be during Tech Tuesday. Okay, so y'all got that. So make sure you submit your resume by Friday in order to receive your hours for Tech Tuesday. You email Mr. Sam. Bring your laptop for Tech Tuesday. Tech Tuesday, y'all going to do mock interviews, so do your best to dress for them. And decision day celebration will be during Tech Tuesday. Okay, that's announcements from Mr. Sam. All right. Reality said, yeah, I'll be taking to my boyfriend about. Yeah, I'm glad. Yeah, that's a good thing. I'm glad that you do that, because like at least get it out. I know me, I'm a talker, and in order for me to feel better, especially for my mental, I have to get it out. I can't internalize it because it'll mess me up. It'll turn me down. So I definitely have to make sure I talk. So that's good that you can talk to somebody. So here's an example of, empathy in school. Your classmate and all, are loud and disrespecting the teacher, and you get up to, ask the teacher a question, and he or she yells at you. You feel disrespected, but you have to, evaluate the situation and be empathetic to where the teacher is coming from. I don't know about now, but I know when I was in school, they had a lot of substitute teachers. And every time the substitute teacher was in there, everybody want to act crazy and yelling and disrespectful and all that. And, I was one of the ones that wanted to really get my education and really learn. So if I get up and ask the teacher a question, then you have the teacher, yelling at me because the teacher is frustrated, angry, upset that they can't seem to get no order or function. No order or functions inside of the classroom. See, this is one right here. So that was one of the examples. So, here's another one: empathy and work. As leaders, we have to understand life be lifing. People need and have to work to provide a roof and life for themselves and loved ones. Despite everything going on in this world, people are faced with outside issues as well as situations occur at their doorstep. But they have to hide any sadness, depression, worry, stress, etc., behind a smile and a professional demeanor. So, like I said, when you have empathy at work, a lot of people are over burnt out. They don't have enough staff. Some people have stepping on the job and their job duties and tasks, and which in turn, it may put more work and more pressure on someone else. So, you definitely have to be mindful of that at work. You have a lot of people that come to work and, I know we go to these social service offices, social security offices, a lot of the businesses, and people can be very, very nasty. I was at social service on Monday, and it was a lady in there and she was talking about, she was waiting on her food stamps for about 3 months. So I was standing in the line because I had to drop some paperwork off myself. And the lady came out, one of the workers from, she came out, stood up. She was at the counter already. And she was saying, listen for your numbers. The lady, one of the customer that was sitting there waiting, jumped up, y'all, cussed the woman out, picked up something off the desk, was trying to hit her with the object or whatever. Security had to drag her out. And I was like, oh my God. And I was like, we don't realize, some people do their work and some don't. I used to work at the Department of Social Service, so I know how that goes. So, it could be a little bit more organized, a little bit more professionalism going on in there, but it's been like that for years. So, even with that, them being as social workers in the front line, and based on somebody not doing the customer's cases, getting their food stamp, their medical together, cash assistance together, you have to be faced with that, So even with going to work, that's why I say that's just an example of you having to be empathetic, like the social workers have to be empathetic to the customer, and that, not all the time. I ain't saying everybody right, but you, even though you didn't do that personally to that person, or you might couldn't get to that person's case, but you also but you have to be empathetic that that person could really be hungry, really need the benefits, to help, provide food, put food on the table, food in the household, helping, the elderly parent out or the children. And they could really just be irritated because they're really hungry. You just don't know. So you just have to look at the situation. But I do believe there's ways that you can handle stuff in a more professional manner. But when, like I said, when people got that stuff internalized and they feel in some type of way, it can come out and, come out the wrong way. Okay. After you think about it, you may say, I could have handled it a little different. But at that time, you felt like, I'm going to go off on this woman. And that's just it. Antonio said, I feel like when you're a leader, empathy takes a big place in the work. Yes. And you're right. You're right, Antonio. Yes. You have to definitely be empathetic to people. And social service is one of the places where that can take place, because like I said, that woman was very, very, very upset, worked up, and that worker just caught it at that time. Like I said, we just don't know people's situation, financial situations, what's going on in the home, what all she was going through. But once that worker says I'm a woman went off, and I'm looking at it like, oh my God, like it's really getting ready to get serious in here. I'm like, just let me get on out here and go. But that was just an example of showing empathy. Okay. So yeah, y'all, oh my God, you don't know what people going through. All right, so example, empathy and work. As a leader at work, your coworker come in and express how he or she got a divorce, and you at one time, we all at some point of time, if we haven't already, you experience a sort of breakup, or a heartache, or a divorce, or know somebody that went through this, and you know how when that pain hits you, you want to ball up and just lay in bed and cry. That's just an example. So, you hug your coworker and you are empathetic to, he or she because it's not easy. It's never an easy situation to experience that. So that's like an example. But when they come to work, they snappy or they half working, because they really going through something. But they definitely have to be at work because they need to still live despite what they feel, and or heartache or pain that they're going through for the divorce, the breakup, or arguments or whatever they may experience. Okay, that's just an example, y'all. Okay, so try to be empathetic to that as well, because we all been in that situation or know someone who has been in that situation. Okay, so empathy in your business. As a leader, business owner, people will experience daily obstacles that may affect their ability to effectively do business or make the necessary moves for the business to be successful. So even with that, that's like a big one. And me with doing the jewelry, selling the paparazzi, and I have a team, and my team is not a big team, it's a team of 4. But even with that, everybody has their own lives and different things that they're going through. They're going, different levels they are in life. And so you have me as a leader of, their leader, I have to be mindful of that. When you may see certain actions or certain responses to certain things, I, have to be empathetic, because I have to understand that, people are going through different things and different situations and circumstances in their life. So, everything is not going to be dotting all I's, crossing all T's, peaches and roses. It's going to be some type of obstacle, and you're going to be faced with different things that come, come to you. So you just have to evaluate, Anthony, how are you? Happy Thriving Thursday. You have to evaluate the circumstance and definitely the individual. Because some people really are truly, honestly, coming forward to you. And I feel like when somebody really explains to me what's going on, I definitely be empathetic, because either I may have experienced it, or I really care about and love this individuals and these people. And I don't like to see people going through certain things in life. It can be heart wrenching to me, to even hear, certain situations, or to witness certain situations, or, see certain things. So I definitely be empathetic with being a business owner. Okay. Give empathy to your support. You're right, Antonio. And then when people should see that you are empathetic to them and what they're going through, like it in the previous slide, it's showing they're engaged more into you. They feel more valued, more respected, that are really putting yourself in their shoes, because people really going through a lot lately, and it's getting worse and worse and worse. We all know family is not family like it used to be. Some of us may experience that friends aren't friends, not loyal like they used to be. Coming up, when you had a friend, you grew up with your friend as a small child, and that was your friend through thick, thin, up, down, right, wrong, and different, and y'all rolled that out all the way through. And now it's hard to find. If you have a friend like that, hold on to that friend and don't let that friend go. But it's hard to actually get those type of friends anymore nowadays, because everybody think if you make $1 more than them, they mad, they don't like you, or if your shoes cleaner than theirs. It's a lot of judgment, a lot of jealousy, a lot of hatred going on. So you definitely you're welcome, Miss Lee. You definitely have to be mindful of that. But if you got a loyal friend or family member, definitely, hold on to them people, because it's hard. Family not even, don't nobody care anymore, it seems like. I don't mean I'm just talking from experience, y'all. People don't care about family anymore. If you have your mom, definitely love on your mom, respect your mom, appreciate your mom. Because I don't have mine. Mine's been going now 18 years. Last March the 23rd, 18 years. And ever since then, my life has not ever been the same. When they say you get one mother, you only get one. You're welcome, Miss Lee. You only get one. Okay, your mother will be there too thick, thin, if you right, you wrong, and different, all that. And people will tell you when you lose your mom, oh, I'm gonna be there and I'm gonna do this for you, I'm gonna do that for you. And I'm from experience, no one has ever taken my mom's place. So That's what I'm saying. If you definitely, and times have really changed. So if you have that, or you got grandma that's your caretaker, my grandmother passed away during the pandemic. She had me from a young girl. I was like the daughter she never had, all the way up till she passed away. And that's what I'm trying to tell you. You have a grandmother, you have auntie, godmother, or your mom still living. Definitely love on your parents or your caretakers, because once that they gone, that's it. You can't, so if you have to mend a relationship with somebody, your matriarch or your family, definitely try to fix it before it's too late. So I share that from personal experience and from the heart of what I've went through. So definitely take that into consideration. And like Antonio said, be patient with people. I had people tell me I have the patience of Job, and I believe I do. Woo! I don't know where it came from, y'all, but I be having the patience. I really do, because people can be so nasty and mean and evil spirited to me. But I try to brush it off and keep it going. It's not always easy, and then I also had to show some type of empathy of what somebody might be going through. Okay. Kayla said things are different now. My parents say that all the time. Yeah, Kayla, things have definitely changed. Family used to be close. Family used to go over, Big Mama house and had the meals on the holidays, Sunday dinners, and holidays were different. All the family got together. Everybody loved on each other. Now it's like everybody got their own little clique. Nobody like nobody, and your house bigger than mine. You drive a bigger car than mine. You on a bus, I'm driving. It's just like a lot, and it's crazy because a lot of times it's our matriarch has passed on. The matriarchs kept everything, together, and that's hard. And like somebody like me trying to come along and be a matriarch, it's like hard, because everybody are older and they are like stuck in their ways now. So I mean, I guess I would be the matriarch of my family, my kids and stuff like that. But like my original, the family that's older than me, my aunts, my uncles and cousins, you still want to be able to get together with them, even though mom and grandma and granddad and everything is gone, or dad is gone. You still want to be able to have that family connection and family bond, and it's just not even happening anymore. So if you still got a good family like that, supportive, definitely love on them, be appreciative of it, y'all, because it's not like that anymore. And Kayla, your parents are definitely right. It's not. And like Miss Lee said, please do definitely cherish every moment, y'all. Y'all see how fast some of us not even making it to 20. Some of us not making it to 13, 15. I knew Q's grandfather made it to 107. So that was a long time. So I'm just saying some of us just not, and it don't have to be you always could be sick and leaving. Like I said, some people are selfish, and it is people taking people's lives. So that's why you're not making it. They trying to play God now, So you definitely had to be careful, but definitely try to be empathetic and, watch the surroundings and, things like that. Because like I said, people going through a lot, and some people share it, some people don't. And, some people don't get the help they need, whether they can talk to somebody, mental health or therapist or counselor, or somebody trust an adult or something. Definitely, so you have to be careful. Definitely be careful. So let me get back, because I'm getting off. Well, I ain't getting off topic, but I'm getting off the slide, y'all. So all right. So here's an example of empathy in your business. So one of your business partners come to you, and they express how they're about to be evicted. It's just an example, and they have no support or resources for help. So you begin to feel down, sad, and you're willing to help your business partner out, whether you have money to offer them, whether you can give them some type of resource, even if you can just lend a listening ear or be able to get them a ride or help them move, or if you know somebody to know somebody, all those type of things. So you have to definitely be empathetic to that situation. Just an example though. And y'all can always throw an example if you have any for yourself, as well, or questions or concerns. So even with that, so that's what I'm saying. People be going through some things, and we don't, like I said, they don't always share it. They don't, because a lot of people, are very personable. They don't, private. They don't want people to judge them or have something to talk about, and that's understandable. But if they share it with you, definitely try to be empathetic as much as you can. Don't let them get over on you now. But definitely try to be empathetic, and you can really feel, and if you're a good judge of character, which you can, it's an intuition in all of us that'll tell when a person's really being genuine about, whatever their circumstances may be. So you can tell when it's real and when it's like, I don't know, this person probably trying to run game. You can tell the difference. You can feel it. So just to give you an example, your time is ticking down. Lord have mercy. So, okay, here we go. Empathy and family. With your family, they always come with a story or a situation. Everybody got somebody, uncle, aunt, somebody in their family that come with a story or a situation. I know I did. So nowadays, we just have to, be prepared to listen. Be patient. Make sure our peace and mindset definitely stays focused. Okay, because we already know that aunt or uncle, or might be your own parents, grandparents. They could be out in that world, and they come at you all the time, with some type of story. I have an older brother that was like that. I don't even know where he at now. I hope he's safe, but they always come at you with some type of story, and then they asking you, "Can I get $5 or $10?" And it's like, okay, I'm going to help out. If I can spare it, I'd rather give it to that person than them to go out and hurt or harm an elderly lady or a child or something like that, or cause themselves a bigger problem just from me not, if I can spare it, not helping them with the $5 or $10. Now, what they do with it, that's on them. But if I'll try and don't let them take advantage of you. But every now and then I will go ahead and give it to you. You ask me, and if I have it to spare, I will, try to help you with it. Not all the time now, but everybody got that family member that does that, has some type of story or something going on with them. So, if that comes down the pipe, then you will remember this lesson, y'all, about being empathetic. Don't let them take advantage of you now. Okay, so example, say this is an example. Your dad has really been a part-time dad in your life. That's just an example. Your dad never, supported you in nothing in life. You do respect him, as your dad. However, you really never had the dad-child bond. And you felt your dad could have done more, as a dad. So one day your dad falls on hard times and needs your help. You begin to hear your dad's situation, and you feel bad that your dad is going through a tough time. After all, though, it's your dad. Okay. This you can put it with that aunt, your grandmother, your mom, cousin, put all that, change it from the dad, or the situation may change for you. Let me go back. Okay, so with that, you kind of, and this happens a lot. This happens a lot with us. And somewhat like with my dad. I like to be transparent. My dad I always known my dad. I never knew any other guy to be a stepdad or anything like that. But my dad, I feel like my dad could have done more, but he didn't. But I always respected my dad. I always stayed close to my dad. And always, communicated with him. And this has actually happened to him, where he had fell on tough times. And it was a little frustrating because and actually was a little teary-eyed behind it, because it was like, I really don't want to help him. Honestly, y'all, that's how I felt. I like to be transparent. But at the end of the day, that is my dad. And I felt obligated to help him. And I was there. I mean, he's still living and everything, and I still help him to this day. But I always, in the back of my mind, have never forgot what kind of, dad he actually was to me. And I also had to look at what he actually was going through. He had a bad alcohol situation. So he was with that. So empathetic, I don't know, because I never did alcohol, but they say that's like the hardest thing to kick, a alcohol habit. So based on him being an alcoholic, it's decisions and situations that he done that caused him to be in tough times. And he had to call on me to, come and help him. And I had to put aside how I felt, or, the way I looked at, how he was and how he could have been, to be, there for him in the time of need. So, that's just an example of, and that's real life I'm talking about, y'all. That's an example of, showing empathy to my dad. Okay. So, It could be, you could be going through that with your mom, your aunt, your grandmother, your godmom, cousin, your brother, your sister. People are going through a lot of, substance abuse, and you feel like they could have just did this that way. But like I said, I've never been on any substance abuse situations, but from people telling me and from me observing it, it's not an easy thing to do. And it's a process. So, and in the process of them going through that or trying to kick those habits, they're making certain decisions, not rational decisions, or, situation, mature decisions that they would do if they didn't have the substance, abuse going on. And so just showing some type of empathy far as that. Like I said, don't let people take advantage of you, because people can do that. They know if you got a good heart and you patient and you loving and caring, that you would try to definitely be there for them. But like I said, when a person is genuine, or given, like I said, that was my dad, and I felt obligated to be there in the time of need. So within reason, though, don't go get yourself evicted or lose your job, or, go broke trying to do so. But within reason, you try to be, definitely try to be supportive. Like I said, family, not family anymore. So we know how that goes. Okay, so here's empathy and friendship. So, as a friend, you may be the one friend that everyone comes to for a listening ear, support, help, guidance, or advice. And as the friend that others look up to, it may be at times you have empathy for what situations your friends go through. Okay, so if you one of them ones, you know exactly where I'm coming from. You are the one that they come to all the time. So here you go. Your friend comes to you and explains that they are living in deplorable conditions at home. No power, no food, wash machine dry, broke. They don't know what they're gonna do. Okay. You start to be very concerned, and you let your friend come to your house, with your parents and their parents' permission, based on, the situation, so that's just an example. I've had that as I was coming up, experiencing those type of things with my friends. So I just used it as an example, to share it with y'all. And genuinely when a person is genuinely going through something, and you want to be helpful, like I said, you may have to check in with their parents and your parents, and y'all come together and come up with a right decision, or how you would handle it. But that is just an example of showing empathy and to your friend if they are going through something at that time of need. Okay. Okay, so anybody got any questions, any concerns, any examples, any situations they want to share, in reference to it? Definitely, you can always put that in the chat. All right, so this is a question I didn't know. I said it earlier though. Did you know that there are 3 different types of empathy? I never knew. Okay, never knew. Okay. All right, so thank y'all for the hearts. So here's one, is cognitive empathy. This is when you understand someone else's perspective and what they might be thinking and feeling. Okay. And it can be hard doing this because reality, me neither. It could be hard because you have to like be understanding, like I said, of what this person is thinking and feeling. And we just nowadays, people be going through so much and different things, we really sometimes don't even know. But if a person shared with you, it makes it easier to really know what's going on with them. Okay, so that's one type of empathy. All right. All right. So another one is emotive empathy. Antonio said empathy goes so deep into things you can't simply describe. Right, Antonio? And I was like, somebody asked me to do this topic, and I was like, wow, I didn't know. It had me like really like, I really didn't know that. I mean, I really did. I don't know about y'all, I always got empathy and sympathy mixed up. I'm just being honest. I did. And I was like, wow, it's 2 different things though. Okay, so here we go. It says when you feel the other person's emotions alongside them, as if you caught their feelings. So that's like, I was thinking like it was all one thing, but it's different types. So like I said, if someone lost somebody, and how we, reality experience that about the losing of 4 individuals, and how we really, heartfelt, and can imagine what, how you're feeling. So that is like an emotive type empathy, really showing, the feelings, and really feeling, the hurt, the anger, the confusion, the pain from, people. So that's just an example. Not to throw you out there, reality, but that was just an example of emotive empathy. Okay. All right, so empathetic action. That's another type of empathy. That's when you take action to help however you can. Okay. Like I said, it could be where a friend or a family or a business partner or somebody is going through where they don't have food. They may have different resources where you can go and get boxes and bags of food. And you just go and say, I'm gonna grab one for such and such, and take it to their house, because they already expressed that to you. So that's like you actually taking action. And part of that's one of the types of empathy. I'm gonna take some type of action to help this person out. The person experiencing, they going through a bad depression. You may go pick them up and say, hey, let's go out to dinner, let's go out bowling, or let's go to the movies, just to get them out and try to get them to, feel a little better. You might can't do everything at 100%, but at least try to bring some type of peace or some type of joy to the person life. Okay, that's just to give you an example. All right, so here we go. Can anyone think of any examples of empathy? You can definitely put it in the chat. Okay, I didn't share a bunch of them with y'all. Okay, but if you want to put some down there, you definitely can. Okay, so then it says now you may ask how to show empathy. Okay, so first of all, what we have to do is we listen with a goal to understand. So when a person brings a situation to you, your goal is to just understand. Just try to understand. Well, sometimes you just have to listen. Okay. And like I said, I'm a person that just have to get my situation out. So I'll try to call like a homeboy of mine or whatever to and there's only one that I would call to express what I'm going through. And it's just like this is saying, people sometimes just need to feel heard, of what they're going through. Okay, the person might not even want to hear, you might not even want to hear what the person's saying or what they're going through, but just sometimes a listening ear. Okay. Shane said when you can sense someone else's emotions. Yes, yes. That's you right, Shane. That's one right there. Yep. And another way, like I said, of asking, you may ask how to show empathy is ask with genuine curiosity. Being genuine. How do you actually, feel, or what can you explain to me what exactly, is going on? I'm trying to really, relate to what you got going on, or try to really, feel what you're going, so I can relate to what's going on with you. Okay. Be present. So be there in a moment. Don't start to bringing up what they did last year or last week or how they was. Just right then at that moment, be present at that moment. And this is stuff that take practice. This ain't something you're gonna get overnight. And like it's saying here, let go of your biases. Whatever you feel, well, I feel like you shouldn't be like this. I feel like, you've been doing this for so many years, and be present. We talking about today, right now, right at this moment. Okay. And at this point, like I said, you have to listen now. Refrain from offering any unsolicited advice. Okay. So, try your best. Like I said, now they may ask you for advice, but try to keep it limited. Okay. If you can. And, and get them eye to eye contact, which means you're showing the person that what they're saying, they're being respected and they're being valued. Okay. And acknowledge their feelings. I see that, this situation really has you depressed. You sweating, you turning red, you looking 3 shades dark, blue, whatever. You noticing you're crying more. Your whole, life has changed. And I notice you're being nasty to your parents, to your children, to the elderly. You come to school, you're not doing your work. You sleep in class. if you're a college roommate, I noticed that, I haven't seen you at lunch. You're not eating your meals. You're not studying anymore. Like I said, anyway, all the way across the board, people will give you different, ways in showing you that they're going through something. Okay. And then when it comes time to, when it comes time to open up about a similar experience, like I gave y'all some of the things I've went through in my life. And, so I opened up to some of the similar experiences. And then that definitely helps people, with the empathy, because if you've been through it, then you also know how that person could feel, or what they actually are going through. Okay. All right, so here's another one. Practice mindfulness. Like I said, be mindful of the situation and who you're dealing with. You all know, you can feel when somebody, like I said, is not being genuine, or they trying to run some type of game on you. You can your intuition to kick in. Okay, so then you may have to find yourself asking a little bit more questions to really understand and kind of relate to what they're going through. Okay, and accept their opinion, whatever their opinion is. Accept it. You might not agree with it, but accept their opinion. It's hard. This is something that, like I said, you ain't gonna get it overnight. Okay. And then try out someone's life. That is putting yourself in that person's shoes and really trying to understand where they coming from. Like I said, people going through different things in life, whether it's mental, financial, daily life tasks, obstacles. So you definitely have to put yourself in someone else's shoes, and definitely ask how you can help if you can, within reason. And you want to be helpful, and, especially if it's somebody you truly care about, definitely ask them, how you can help. Okay. So those are ways to show empathy. Okay, so with empathy and leadership, y'all, we coming down to the wire. As a leader, we have to learn to have empathy for others. However, we can't allow others to also to wear us out, disrupt our peace. Okay, those individuals that display that may need some space to get themselves together, and then when they can come to you, have an open mind, and and listen to what they're going through. Okay. All right, y'all. So any questions or concerns, definitely put them in the chat. Okay. I think next week we'll go back to family food. Prayerfully. If nothing comes up. This is my email address. If anybody wants to reach out, it's in the lowercase Mellie, MELLIE, the number 2 at Verizon.net. Okay. So I hope y'all have a blessed and wonderful and definitely a safe remainder of your weekend. Definitely, if somebody comes to you with situations, or you see certain situations, in your travels, or certain situations, definitely try to show some type of empathy. It's not always easy. Like I think it was Mayel that said, you watching your actions and how you respond and react to certain situations, and definitely, reality, yes, and definitely try to be mindful of what people could be going through, especially when you're in school, when you're at work, businesses, your family, your friends, everybody. Like I said, you're welcome, Orlando. Everybody is definitely going through something. Try to go out there this week and do something. If you're not already doing something productive, definitely make sure you do self-care. That's very, very important. Even if it's something, healthy to eat, getting some rest, doing something that makes you smile, because it's hard just trying to go on from day to day. Like I said, we all are going through some type of thing, where, getting ready for prom, getting ready for graduations. Some people may be moving, vacation time is coming up. Before you know it, school be getting ready to come back in the session. So we all try and get that together. So like I said, just be mindful, just try to be productive, be safe. Okay. See you reality, and see all of y'all. Love you all. Like I said, stay blessed, be safe, and be productive. Okay. And try to show some type of empathy this week, y'all. Just people that's going through something. All right, y'all. So see y'all next week, the same time, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. See you, Shane. Enjoy y'all week, y'all. See you. See you, Fabba. I guess I'm pronouncing it right. Love you all. Y'all have a blessed and thriving Thursday. All righty.